Hello, my quilting friends. My name is Leah Day, and I hope that you are ready for another heart tutorial. We are learning how to stitch heart designs in lots of different ways, and this is Electric Love. So we start out with a little bit of zippling and then swirl into a heart shape. So it's a little bit of straight lines and sharp angles mixed with the soft curves of hearts. It really is a nice design, and this is going to be a great design to stitch on bed quilts and on, little decorative quilts too. It's really entirely up to you on what size and scale you stitch this. So there I tried stitching the heart starting from the top, and that didn't work as well as I did when I stitched it from the bottom tip of the heart. So something to think about and experiment on your own. Whenever you stitch a heart shape, I like to put just a little bit of zippling, just a little zigzaggy line here between that heart and the next heart shape. But you could have these all right on top of each other too. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Let's try stitching another heart shape together. I put my foot down a little bit. I can speed up as I form that shape because I'm really used to stitching it. And yeah, that really is my favorite way of doing it, starting from the bottom of the heart and swirling around. That just feels more natural for me, but definitely give this one a try and see what feels most natural for you. So now that we've stitched this on a small scale, let's give this a try on a much bigger scale, on a much bigger machine. All right, now let's try Electric Love on our Unique 21 X Elite long arm. This is a beautiful big long arm, and it allows me to swing out and make these shapes really large. I do want to maintain control over the design though. I want to keep my straight lines straight, my points nice and pointy. And that's the thing that can be a little bit of a struggle, is you can start getting so fast with the design that you start lopping off those points. And if you need to stop, needle down, and that can help you make that shape completely. It can help those points remain pointy. So keep that in mind. If you start struggling, whether you're on a home machine or a long arm, with just keeping those points sharp, that can be a good tip. Just stop, needle down, and then think about it. Give yourself a second to pause and breathe, and then get started with the design again. Now this design is independent, meaning that really it's a leading line flowing through your quilt. And so it's how we take that line and stitch it through our quilting area that determines how it fills. So for this, I'm just trying to fill in rows. I've got my narrow area. I'm working on the chain of beads quilt here. And so as I'm stitching, I'm filling in this area completely. I'm going to stitch down with that zigzaggy line, that zippling line, and now I stitch back up a little bit, giving a little bit of space between those hearts. And now I can form my heart shape nice and big. And now I can zigzag my zippling down and around that heart. But more or less, I'm working in a row, and I'm filling this in consistently on a 1/2 inch scale. I'm trying to fill it in so I don't leave gaps and empty areas. So like right here, I can zip in there, stitch a little point, and not leave that area open and weird looking. So here we go. I've got one more little narrow space before it widens out again. I think I can fit a heart shape, but oops, look what I did. I stitched a heart shape right here, but I didn't really leave myself space to get over here. So in this situation, I'm going to use the edges of my quilting space, get right onto that stitched line that I already stitched. It's like some echo ditching I've already stitched. Travel along it, get to that opening, and then swirl out. So this is one of those things, sometimes you have to think on your feet. Sometimes you make a mistake within the design, and it's okay. It's not the end of the world. You can always travel stitch your way out, get to an open space, and then form more heart shapes. That zippling line really works well to get you around. It's very zippy. So I hope that you enjoyed learning how to stitch this with me today. If you'd like to learn more free motion quilting designs, both on a home sewing machine and on a long arm, come and check out my website, leahday.com/FMQ. I've got a whole series of videos, half on a home sewing machine, half on a long arm. Really will teach you a lot about quilting on both styles of machines. Until next time, let's go quilt.